Hello, everyone. Yeah, so my mom kind of told you the bulk of my come up and all that. My name is Jah-Sun. I am a music artist, video editor, rapper, producer, overall creative, based in Vegas currently. I am a recent college graduate as well. And on top of that, I don't like to brag too much, but this is one of the exceptions because I graduated without debt. Yes, this has been a really big year for me. Of course, I'm very grateful for my mom. She really has been an instrumental part in my development, and I can't imagine where I would be without her. And
We were at a fair, and it was a Friday. He was asking me, how's Justin doing? How's the registration, all that stuff. I said, I don't know, he's doing it on his own. And he looked at me and said, Yvette, the last day to register is Wednesday. It's Friday. What's wrong with you? And well, he said he wanted to do it on his own. They can't do it on their own. And so anyways, we rushed on Monday to get it registered. So I'm in control, right? That's true, I was controlling, because we had to get this thing done. And he was not feeling, he was getting upset with me, I don't know what he was. And my friend happened to be there. And so my friend was saying, how's it going and everything? And then, I don't know how we got on the subject, but you told him, he said, she's so controlling. You don't know how controlling. You were so emotional about it. You were so dramatic about it.
I wasn't being dramatic, I was just saying facts. I said respectful.
He was respectful, but it was embarrassing to me because he was telling me this in front of my friend and everything. So I said, well, what do you want me to do? 1 minute you want me to not help you, next minute you do. It's back and forth. What do you want me to do? And then he said this. He said, Mom, don't talk to the people. Let me talk to them. You talk to me, and I will talk to them. So after he said that, there was a silence, and I said, okay. And we went to all the different stops we had to register him, and it worked perfectly. Because there were things he did forget, because kids don't know how to register for college. And I did. I talked with you, and he did very well talking for himself. Thank you for that.
Yeah. No problem. Even with this, I let mom share this story because she remembers it more vividly than I do. Because for me, it was just Mom, you're controlling, leave me alone, stop. And that's really kind of just was it for me, And there's more to that semester, but if I had more time, I'd share it. But that was a really personal story that really she likes to talk and share. That's why I let her do it. So it was consensual. It wasn't. She didn't just do it. I was like, okay, Mom, you can do it. So. One thing ultimately I would say to families who want more positive outcomes is that the only way you can get positive outcomes is if you go in there with a positive outlook. Because you see, it can be very easy, especially when you're dealing with children with disabilities, or they may have these things that slow them down. It can be easy to go to the thought of, he can't do this, or they can't do this, they can't do that, they can't do that. What I would suggest reframing that and doing the opposite. Say, they can do this, they can do that, they can do all this, until given a reason as to why they can't. You know what I'm saying? Go in there with the assumption that they can, even if it may be more hard for them, even if it's more challenging for them, I'm doing pretty good on time, right? Okay, just making sure. Even for me, my college journey, right? When I went to Nevada and I started going to school there, I moved in with my dad and my stepmom, and they were really good at helping me kind of see that, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing the positive outcomes and just seeing what happens when you reframe your mind to say, no, I can do this, I can do that. And that's how, one of the major reasons why I was able to succeed in college was because I was like, I can do this. I can figure out how to apply to DRC and get the resources there and stuff like that. So that's a big, major thing. Say you can instead of you can't.
What is one thing that you wish professionals knew about families who are supporting their children and youth with disabilities to achieve positive outcomes?
Another one. Okay, I've been waiting for this question because if you didn't have a time limit, I could easily spend 15 minutes on this one question. So thankfully we do got those, so I'm gonna make this quick, but Okay, so all the teachers, so how many teachers are in the room? How many? Raise your hands real quick. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, fair amount. So one thing you guys should know is that every student you have, disability or not, you may not remember every single student you have, but they'll likely remember you. So with that in mind, this means that anything you do to them, good or bad, will stay with them. And a good example is for me, right? I'll share a quick bad experience and a quick good experience, right? 4th grade, I had a teacher named Miss Gibbons, still remember her name. She ripped up my homework assignment, not because I vandalized something, not because I did something really, really bad. It was because I didn't write my name. Yeah. I was 9 years old when that happened, and I was crying, I felt embarrassed, I felt like absolute garbage for it. I'm 23 now, and I still remember it. So, yeah. But on the other hand, senior year of high school, I had my first black teacher, and I was really excited about that, sociology. It was a class, we learned about just what sociology was and just the place it played in society as a whole, and I really enjoyed it. And one of our last assignments of the class was to literally make memes. I'm not even kidding you. For those of you who don't know what memes are, just look it up. I don't have time to explain it, but it was awesome. We got to make memes, and I really enjoyed that, So, yeah, my point is that, for all the teachers out there, I respect what you guys do because y'all don't make a lot of money, and that means you have to really enjoy it. And not everyone deserves to be a teacher, but for those of you out there who are good teachers and actually care about your students, I will always respect you because, again, like I said, we will always remember you guys, even if you don't remember us. So, yeah. People with disabilities, and I'm going to say autism because I am autistic, right? But, we're people too, right? And what I mean by that is that, I can't speak for every autistic person, but 9 times out of 10, even people with autism who are who may be in their own world, who may not be verbal, right? Even if you think they don't have their own personality or thoughts, they do. They just may not be able to convey it traditionally, but they still have their own mind, their own thoughts. So just keep that in mind whenever you are making accommodations for them. Even if they can't participate in their IEP meetings for whatever reason, just try to keep in mind they are still a person. They still are aware of their surroundings. They just cannot communicate that. They can't convey that all the time. So yeah, just keep that in mind.